By the way, I did not shave today, so if I lift my arm and you look at my armpit and you're like, oh my god, she has a 5 o'clock shadow in her armpit, it's okay. Don't be traumatized. It's just me. I did not shave. It's okay. So today's video is going to be a favorites video for the month of February. And I just want to sit down and talk to the camera about things because I haven't been able to film all month, except a few videos in the beginning of this month that I posted during the duration of this month, so I was able to get some videos out. But in general, I didn't really film a lot this month, and it feels so good to finally be able to sit down and just make myself sit down and just film a video because it's just been really crazy this month. So my first favorite is a song. I've only had one song that just really stand out to me this month, and that was Chained to the Rhythm by Katy Perry. And to be honest, Katy Perry by herself, I think she's amazing. But this song completely just escalated my entire view of her from someone that I like and just to listen to occasionally to someone that I actually respect as an artist. I mean, oh my god, this song is amazing. If you haven't heard of it, you have to watch the video and you have to listen to the song because it is so good. Especially right now, it's so relevant. It's pretty much a song about being chained to the rhythm. That's the name of the song. That's the song itself. And I'm not going to get into too much when it comes to the analysis of the song because pretty much every single line has some kind of meaning to it. And it helps if you listen to the song a few times and sort of think about what she's saying instead of just listen to the song. I think there's a difference between actually listening to a song and then listening to the lyrics. I mean, I think that those two don't really necessarily go hand in hand. There are people that just like to listen to the beat, and there are people that like to listen to the lyrics. I'm a little bit of both. But when I first heard the song, I was thinking in the back of my head, wow, because I have never heard an artist of this magnitude, of this following that Katy Perry has, pretty much release a song that says so much about what our society is. I'm talking specifically about the US when I say that this country has gone into a place where we are so caught up in our own personal issues and we are so caught up in our own personal problems and our own little bubbles that we do not really care or we do not really want to know what is going on in the rest of the world or in our own country. We have come to a place where we don't even care about what's going on. We don't care about what's happening. And that does not even apply to this current administration. If you think that Katy Perry is bashing this administration, I don't know if she is, but I think that this song applies to what has been going on in the past several years. People in America have just forgotten to think about people other than themselves. That, I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but just listen to the video and if you think about what the lyrics are saying, you'll probably figure it out. I had to explain a little bit of it to some people, but I will link down below an analysis that I found on basically every single line from the song. And I think that that's a really interesting read if you want to really just figure out what the song means. But in general, this is a great song. Katy Perry, amazing job. I do not think that you're watching this, but so my favorite TV show this month is kind of weird. I mean, I haven't really been watching a lot of TV. I really can't remember the last time I actually went into my Netflix account, but I saw this one show called The Arrangement one night, and I was intrigued. Okay, so you know those really cheesy, romantic, slightly sexual novels that you read and you kind of think that they're, oh gosh, this is crap and the storyline is crap, and you think that this is pretty much a trashy novel, but it is kind of well written in a very weird erotic fashion, and I kind of want to keep listening to it or watching it or just reading it. This is that book. This is those kinds of books put into a TV show, meaning that it's a complete waste of time, but it is something like The Bachelor. You hate watching it, but you love it at the same time. That's just how it is for me. So far, I've only seen one episode, but I really do like it. I really will keep watching the show as it airs, but I kind of think that it's a pretty interesting show. Pretty much struggling actress living in LA. She's a waitress. She meets this amazing movie star, and they fall in love, but oh wait, he does not want a traditional relationship. He wants her to sign a contract that says, I will marry you and bear your children in exchange for a little bit of $1 million. Well, a few $1,000,000. It's a TV show that's being released by E, and of course, if any TV show is being released by E, you know that it's going to be cheesy as hell. I mean, I saw The Royals. I mean, think of The Royals, but think of, and it's kind of like The Royals in the sense where it's completely unrealistic, but it's not like The Royals because they're not offending anyone except Hollywood. So I have a lot of makeup to share with you, and that has been because during the end of January and the duration of February, I was trying a lot of makeup out, and I have a lot to say about some products. I've tried and reviewed pretty much all of these items very thoroughly, and I just wanted to mention some of them, and there are some good and bad items, so there's a good mix of things that I've tried in the month of February and in the end of January. Okay, so in order of face, let's just get started with a primer. This is the Milani Prime Shield Primer, and I did not like this, and I really wanted to because I actually have been trying a lot of primers, and I haven't really found one that I really like. This was one that I had a lot of high expectations for because it says mattifying plus pore minimizing, and it's supposed to be a face primer for those two purposes, but I put it on my face and I have been wearing it. I wore it for a few times, and every time I wore it, no matter what foundation I wore it with, it just really broke up on me. I mean, I look at my nose and my skin would look like very weird as if all my foundation was like balling up together, and it was really not a good look. And especially if you're going to school, you do not want that. You want a makeup look that will stay on, that will look good. You do not want your foundation to be breaking up on you, period. That's just what happens when I wear this. I will be trying it out more just to verify that because I want to give it as much of a chance as I can, but as of now, I do not recommend this. I have not found a way to wear this, and that's just what I have to say about this. Something I was talking about last month that I kind of wanted to touch on. This is the L'Oreal Paris Petty Infallible Total Cover Foundation. This is something that I talked about in my last favorites, and I mentioned that I'm kind of still working on. I'm thinking about what I can use it for. It does not really function well as a all over the face foundation for me because it does end up looking a little bit weird. I did touch on that in my last favorites video, but I've realized that whenever I put my foundation on my skin, if I have like some kind of problematic areas, this is a really great foundation to put on top of that because this is so thick and it's so full coverage that if you put it on top of like a single patch or like a few patches of skin to really just cover up some areas. For example, I have a lot of acne going on in this area a lot of times, and whenever I put this on top of that, on top of a foundation, it just really helps lock that into place, and it really helps make sure that my foundation does not really melt off, especially in that area, because I do go to school, I do stress out a lot, my skin does sweat, so it's really nice just having like an extra layer of products in those specific areas, because to be honest, this works just as well, if not better, than most of my concealers. So this is a really great way for my skin to just lock in when it comes to foundation coverage, and I mean, that's just what I've been using this for. A foundation that has been getting a lot of buzz recently, and I actually started trying this in the end of January, and the reason I didn't talk about it was because I didn't feel like I had tried it enough to just fully give my opinion on it, but now I feel like I've tried it enough times to tell you that this is a pretty good foundation. However, let me tell you that there are a few things about this foundation that I feel like you should know if you have oily skin like me, or if you are interested in buying it in general. This is the foundation that will give you a very high coverage. It will look very good on the skin. It looks amazing in photos and videos, which is why a lot of the videos that you see me in, especially recently, I have been wearing this foundation pretty much in almost every single video because it looks amazing on camera. It really just makes your skin really flawless. It makes it look really good, and it also works when you're trying to do flash photography. It doesn't really do any kind of a flashback. Also because it doesn't have any SPF in it, which does contribute to that. So this is a really great foundation if you're looking for those kinds of things. However, this is a pretty heavy foundation, especially when I compare it to some other lighter formulas. Technology when it comes to makeup has really changed these past few years. Now, instead of thicker foundations, you have foundations that are very light, but still give you that full coverage. This foundation is a little bit heavier, but it's not like heavy to the point that it's cakey. I'm just comparing this to some other foundations that have recently come out that are very light. But what I do like about this foundation is that it is a little bit of a heavy foundation, but it blends out really well and you can wear it. And it will stay on quite well throughout the entire day, and it looks amazing in photos. But the only thing is that when you do wear it, you look like you're wearing foundation. That's just my thing. If you're looking for like a super natural, high coverage foundation, this is not it. This will give you like a little bit of a foundation-y look, which is not a bad thing. However, if you're looking for something that's more suited towards every day, I would recommend something a little bit different. But this is a very good foundation when it comes to like a special event, when it comes to taking photos, when it comes to maybe filming a video if you're interested in this. But this is, in general, like one of my favorite foundations that I've tried so far from the drugstore period, because you can easily mix it with some other foundations, or you can wear it by itself when you're filming. I have been really enjoying this, and this is a pretty good one. So next up, I have two other Wet n Wild products. They're Wet n Wild liquid catsuit liquid lipsticks, and these are quite new. People have really been talking about them a lot, and I actually went to pick up two shades, and I decided to pick out this color called Rebel Rose and this color called Nudie Patootie, which I love saying that name. Nudie Patootie. It's so fun to say. So these two colors are quite unique, and that's why I decided to get them. This one is like a brownish grayish color, and this is a cool toned pink. Not as unique as this one, but yeah. When you swatch them, they're very creamy, they glide on very nicely, they dry down pretty quickly, and they're definitely not drying to the point that you think that your lips are going to fall off. They are drying, but they're not drying in an uncomfortable way. They are pretty much like a catsuit on your lips, if that makes any sense. You know, like when you put on a jumper or a catsuit, I mean, if you feel like very secure, you feel like you're good, but you don't feel like you're uncomfortable, this is pretty much a catsuit. So when it comes to my lips, for every day, I like to wear a combination of products, or a product that is very light, that makes my lips look good, and that doesn't require a lot of maintenance. And this is actually what I've been doing for my lips when it comes to everyday wear for the past month. And actually, having this sort of thing is a little bit weird, because I would usually never wear like this kind of like a bright lip look. I mean, this is not a very bright, overpowering lip, but it is still brighter than what I would usually have worn for an everyday look, because so many times I'm eating, I'm living my life, and I don't want my lips to be smudging. And so that's why, even though I do like using some of these colors for fun, I still like to go in with the more basic lip balm for everyday use. However, for my lips today, I decided to mix in a few products, and pretty much what I did is this. First, I applied a lip liner. This is the number 7 Precision Lip Liner on the edges of my lips, and I actually overlined a little bit down in the bottom lip. So I applied this first, and then on top of that, in the center of my lip and all over my lips in general, I used this. This is the Origins Pinch Your Cheeks lip color or lip stain, and this is actually a pretty small, unassuming tube. However, this is a really potent, really pigmented lip stain, and you put it on your lips, and your lips have like this tint to them. And this is in the shade Raspberry, by the way, and it stays on for ages because it is a lip stain and it does not feel heavy. And they don't really wear off that easily. They don't look bad and they don't smudge. And what I've been doing on top of that is I've been putting this Burt's Bees Beeswax lip balm, and that's pretty much been my lip routine for this entire month. Actually, when I put these on initially, when we put these on together, my lips look very weird still. Like, I mean, I pretty much have like this line drawn all over my lips. But when I put this lip balm on, it pretty much sort of just meshes the two products together, and it makes my lips look pretty much what they look like right now, and it looks like I'm wearing like one color, but really I'm just wearing two products, and I've sort of married them together in holy matrimony with this lip balm. And then I also want to talk about this bronzer. This is a drugstore bronzer. This is one that I sort of rediscovered. This is the NYC Smooth Skin Bronzing Face Powder, and this is actually a product that I forgot how much I loved, but then I just tried it this month and I was like, why did I stop using this? Why did I stop using this? But this is what it looks like right here. It's a pretty unassuming packaging, by the way. It's like really not the best, but this is actually like about $3 at the drugstore, which is amazing because the quality of this bronzer is so good. I mean, I love it. I think for a drugstore bronzer, this is a pretty high impact formula. I mean, it's very good. It's pigmented, but it's not overly pigmented to the fact that it looks too like patchy or it looks like it's too much. It is very difficult to overdo this. My rundown is pretty much that I love this thing. This is a really good bronzer. I have been using the sucker a lot and enjoying this. I actually wore this today. I just put a little bit on the edges of my face just to give my face a little bit of a structured look. I highly recommend it. You should definitely try this out. Plus, it's only $3, so there's just no way to lose. So that is pretty much the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching till the end of this video. And I'll see you in my next video, which I think will be a tutorial. I'm not sure. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you around next time. Bye, guys.